Hello everyone, welcome back. Another tutorial, and I don't want to say one of the last ones, but for the next time after this we will most likely look into Death a bit, and then I'm going to work based on the suggestions that you have, the questions that you have in the comments. So if you have anything you want to know, just drop it down there. For today I want to show you 3 more of the tools that we have that you might want or might need. Because there is a chance that at sometimes you want to work on a mesh or work on an asset in a model, and these are for closer up work in this. So the first one I want to show you is the Dissociate Tool, this neat little doodad here. And what it does is, I'm going to show you with the bowl. The bowl is smoothed to a factor of 2, and you can see that everything works rather nicely in the bowl. And what happens is, or what I want to show you is, with the dissociation tool you can cut up edges and points. So for example, I'm just going to show you, if I select this edge and I'm going to use the Dissociate tool, nothing much happens, but obviously nothing has happened. Now something has happened. Okay, what I did is I basically cut up the edges, as you can see. It's a bit hard to see, I know. So what Dissociate does is it basically cuts up the edges that I marked and makes doubles them, so that I, for example, I can work with this when I need a hole, or when something else is up. And this is just in case you ever want to do this, like for example, if you have a shirt. Let me really quickly make a shirt, just so I can show off a little bit. I'm going to grab all this. We're going to use the Tessellate tool and add more areas. We're going to add even more areas. Okay. So we have a we have a shirt, whatever. And let's say you want to give the shirt some you want to make the shirt open in the front. You can, of course, you can add new lines, or you can just use the Dissociate Tool and then grab some of the faces and open it like this. So Dissociate just cuts it up. Next thing I want to show you is welding, because sometimes you cut up something you don't want to, for example a bowl, a perfectly good bowl, and you decide this is not what I want, and you decide I want to get this back. So there's a few different welding tools. There's the welding points, where I just mark a few points and then he chooses the average between these points and welds them there. There is the target weld, which I choose a point and then I choose another point and he welds the first one to the second one. Big difference is if you use the target weld, actually we are right here. If you use the target weld option, the second one, the welding is done immediately as you mark the points. The weld points option gives you a preview and you have to accept or abort if you don't like what you see. Okay. There's also the option to weld complete objects. For example, I grab the wholeness of my chair. You see, sitting space, yeah, it's everything. Everything is its own object. I grab everything and I use this target, this weld option here. I recommend, if you ever use this welding option, to be very, very careful and to prepare. So if I use this and I click weld, he makes it 1, and as you can see, this is getting really weird. I mean, if I do this, if I cut out the smoothing, then we have our chair back, but if I do the smoothing again, it looks really weird. This is what I mean with be careful. Can go a few steps back and grab everything that is not the pillow and use weld. And now what has happened is that he has welded everything, but that's a big but. He has obviously deleted the sitting area because it wasn't selected and it was in the group, so this is a problem. And also, as you can see, it's still so what it does is it gives a lot of it basically just welds everything together in the sense that you can now select different faces and in the same object. It doesn't weld it into one. If you want one object from all of these, like we take the whole chair, and you want one whole object, this is somewhere else. The Boolean operation. I really do not recommend using this. I really do not. In case you ever wonder, Boolean operation throws everything together and it's going to be a mess. Do not. Yeah, welding is, for example, You've seen in one of my last videos where I make the my own human model. I used welding on separate objects, and then I combined them. This is if you work on something and you want to later have it into one object for some reason, then it's useful, but other than that, it's really not going to help you much. Okay, we have weld, we have dissociate. Last thing I want to show you for today, last tool, is this neat little interesting thing, the extraction or extract tool, which you will probably need at some point. So let's grab our bowl again. Let's grab the whole area. So as you can see, I've grabbed the whole inside of this. And what extract do is exactly what you think it does. It copies it, it cuts it out. It makes two objects of one. So it's basically the opposite of the last welding option. It generates a new object from the selected faces or edges. Yeah, I can use edges as well, I think. Nope, I can only use faces. Yeah, extract selected faces from surface. For those of us who can read, so obviously not me. It only works with faces. My bad. But I can show you that you can actually dissociate points. So I find my dissociate tool again. And yeah. Where do I use this? Dissociation, for example, is on smooth object if I want to have a sharp edge. For example, I'm doing a sword. Okay, so step 1, we thicken this. Step 2, we grab one of the outside edges. We press K, so we have all the outside edges. We use the connect tool, so we have one outlining area. We collect that, press L, make it bigger, make it bigger to the side. Okay, so we have a sharp edge for a sword right here. Looks good. Actually, I know this isn't really necessary, but okay, whatever. So if I smooth this down, our sword becomes dull. So we're going to select this edge, we're going to use dissociate, and now it's at least sharp. I mean, it's a little bit weird on the top, but we can just dissociate the points, and voila, sword. For those of you who saw the video about me making the plate skirt, I used this for the moon and the sun as well. So this is how you get sharp edges into objects. This is why I use dissociation in some way. And extraction is just helpful if you want to cut up an object into different parts. For example, if you say, okay, I'm going to halve this table for some reason, this is what you do. This is what you use. Okay, and that's actually, yeah, most of what I want to show you today. Maybe one last thing because we still have some time. Let me quickly show you the lines tool. I only use polyline. There's a few more. You can draw a square. You can draw a rectangle. And you can draw a polyline, which is basically a simply 2D drawing tool. Press enter or accept to finish your line, and then you can grab the lines or the points of that and change it to whatever shape you want. I use this for ornaments and stuff. You can also thicken this. Let me here. You can say it has how many points it has. You can say how thick it should be. For whatever you want. This is also where I use the dissociation tool. For example, I dissociate sometimes these curves, and you get like a sharp corner in this. So basically the tools I showed you today are really for specialized operations when you do something very to the point, when you want to do something very yeah, something very special, something very unique, then these tools come in handy, which is why I wanted to show you. Okay, yeah, so much so forth. Line tools, there's a few other. For example, yeah, you can do a curved line. If you say, okay, I have like I want to make a little chain on the side of the table. This would be the tool you want to use for this. So you have a regular shaped curve, and you can now put this on your table, thicken it to, I don't know, okay, maybe that's a bit much, okay, but you get the idea. Yeah, and I mostly use polyline and sometimes interpolated curve, very rarely. Yeah, test these out. I mean, text 2D is self-explanatory. You get this little window where you can just type your text. Excuse me. Oh, okay. Let me try that again. Okay, and then you have... Yes. I mean, whenever you need this, there it is. Yeah, that's it for today. Next time I will show you first in Hexagon how to export your projects, and then in depth how to import them, and given the time how to put textures on top of them. Yeah, so that's for next time. Until then, I hope you all are creative and see you guys around.